Welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 177. I'm here with Wunder. My throat hurts, so that's fun. I don't know why, but I'm really hoping it's just because I spent a bunch of time out in the field yoinking golf balls.
Mm-hmm.
I promise if we go to that golf course that is to the west, my brain broke for a second. I will take out somebody's windshield. I apparently like to send them right. 300 yards into the right is about what I got.
Yep. So you just aim to the left some more. I have the same issue. I slice them to the right. If I can actually hit them, that's where they go. Or they don't leave the ground.
Oh, see,
for some reason I pull up. I have a really bad tendency because I don't want to dig in and mess up the golf course.
no.
So I have a tendency of when I'm coming through, I pull my arms up, and it tends to
I think my clubs
just clip the very top of the ball, and
I do that a lot, but I think it's because my clubs are a little too short.
probably.
So,
Well, if that's the case, you need to stand closer to them.
sure. But, trying to find the groove. I've never golfed.
Yeah.
Yesterday
Yeah.
was the first time I'd ever hit a golf ball.
I've golfed about 3 times now.
I've mini golfed,
Oh.
so I feel like my putting should be okay. I feel like. I don't know, though.
It can't be worse than mine.
You never know. We should just make this a video.
Yeah.
The boys go golfing.
Yeah.
See, we need like
there's-
Hero and Jedi and Anthony. We need the boys to go golfing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LA Knight didn't win Money in the Bank, and Hero's mad. It wasn't
don't
Logan
care.
Paul either, which is
That's good.
good, I guess. I was so scared I was going to be right about it, though. Especially the way they framed it in the match, because Logan Paul was the last one to get announced and come out. He's standing in the middle of the ring all happy, and literally the 6 other WWE guys are just slowly creeping in on him. They just jumped the dude 6 against 1 for some reason. Also, the ladders no-sold the entire day. So the ladders are supposed to be gimmicked. So if you do a move and land on them, they snap in half. So it doesn't hurt as bad,
Mm-hmm.
Still hurts, but saves you a little.
Yeah.
None of the ladders gave, not one time.
Ow.
Shit looked painful as a motherfucker. Oh, I was like, Jesus. That's not supposed to happen. The ladders keep no selling. I saw you were there for the last bit of that stream. At least I think you were. You came in and threw bits at me once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pulled up your stream and then just I watched for a couple minutes and then.
And I think
went
that
to
was
bed.
after the thing happened anyways. So it was after the pay-per-view, not the stream. But yeah.
Yeah.
Weird pay-per-view. I did the best on predictions. So feel good about that.
Well, that's typical.
See, dude. So and what's fucked up is I called both of the ones I got wrong. It's like Seth Rollins will beat Finn Balor, but I got to look at this the way I do the Vikings when I predict for them. So even if I don't think they'll win, I still pick them. So I'm picking Finn. He should have won. I'm mad.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brain broke. Who else lost? Oh, the Money in the Bank one. I was like, realistically, there are 3 options. It's either LA Knight because he's over. It's Logan Paul because of all of the reasons I've said in the last 2 months. Or it's Damian Priest because the story you can tell with him and Finn Balor and Seth Rollins is the best story you can craft from the contract. And Damian Priest won. So it's like, I knew that. I just stuck with Logan Paul because I predicted it 6 months ago. Gotta go with what you... Gotta ride out what you picked a long time ago. What the fuck are you doing?
Pulling my wallet out of my pocket.
Good God. So...
Yeah, I just got back from the town in the west and did a little bit of gambling.
Gross.
Won $650 between my mother and I, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, you're supposed to do some explaining. apparently.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
hmm
because he's talked about
Apparently,
his job a lot. Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
I'll let you
Yeah.
do. You can run
Well,
it.
yeah. Well, apparently, to me, I just thought my job was a no-brainer, and didn't realize that people sometimes don't understand irrigation. Um, so places like Iowa, Illinois, they don't have to worry as much about irrigation because they get a ton of rain. And with that, they don't have to have things like, gated pipe, which is just PVC pipe that's like, anywhere from 8 inch to 12 inch with gates in it that you can use to irrigate your field. Um, Around here, it's really dry usually, except for this year for whatever reason. We've gotten like record amounts of moisture. But usually it's dry, and we um, rely on canals and rivers and you know ditches and stuff like that to supply water to farmers. I work for a company that controls a canal, which was built in 1917, I believe. So it's been around for a really long time. Um, but anyway, my whole job is as a ditch rider, basically. That's my job title, or water relocation something. I can't remember. They made it all technical. It's weird. We all just call it a ditch rider. But my job as a ditch rider, I have a designated stretch of the canal that I control basically. So there's various amounts. There's like 142 farmers or different uh, water points that I deliver. So farmers will call me. They'll order so much amount of water. Usually it's like a foot to 2 foot of water, somewhere in there. Usually you need about 2 foot to run a pivot or a sprinkler system. So I will designate a time. I go out there. I open up what we call a head gate. They can be anywhere from 8 inches to 43-inch head gates, I believe, which I only have one 43-inch spill gate basically, and that's for a lateral, which we call is just basically a smaller canal that comes off of the big canal. Um, so basically, I just maintain the water and make sure that everybody gets their water. Sometimes we're on allocation when we're in drought, so the farmers have to pay for their water because we technically don't own the water. We buy it from the Colorado or Nebraska, because the water originates technically in Colorado. Colorado gets to designate who gets the water, and they had an agreement years and years and years ago between Wyoming and Nebraska. So Colorado sold part of their water right to Nebraska, and part of their water right, a little bit of the water right to Wyoming. So basically, Wyoming farmers have a right to water, but they're only allowed a certain amount when we're in drought. So farmers have to pay for it every year, and I can't remember what the actual number when all the farmers get paid and stuff like that. It's in the millions of dollars area. But you get it however based on however many acres you have is however much like water you get. But the more acres you have, the more you have to spend on water. But if you have a 30-acre field, that's not very big, and you will not get very much water. So you have to be able to, work with a very little amount of water and still get your crops irrigated. And that's up to farmers. All I do is make sure that they only take the amount of water that they're allowed. This year, since it's been so wet, we don't have a limit or an allocation. So it's kind of free reign, but I still have to be there to deliver the water and make sure that everybody gets water. because if a person at the very front, beginning of the ditch pulls more water than what he needs, it can short people at the end, and everybody is entitled to water. So that's why I exist as a ditch rider. I have to be the water boss, basically. And then that's pretty much all I do. I deliver water.
There you go.
Our canal runs about, it used to run about 2,000 foot at critical full. Little less than that. Actually, it's like 1,900 foot at critical full. That a couple of years ago, it had a tunnel we had a tunnel that's over a mile long that collapsed, and it backed up all the water, and it breached the canal, and caused a lot of damage. It took a long time to repair, and because farmers are entitled to water, they had to hurry up and patch it. So basically what they did is they went in there, they drilled, cleared the debris, and then they sleeved it with a metal tube, basically, a big old metal tube. So because we have that, we cannot run at critical full. We can only run at like 1,600 foot.
So I forgot that happened. So why did they never actually fix it? Like when water was done for, October hits, why not go in and, spend the next 8 months or whatever fixing the actual issue?
Because they didn't know how they were going to fix it.
Oh, they still don't, I'm guessing?
Well, they do. They're still going to, because there was arguments on the table on whether or not they should just open that up, basically making an open ditch. But there's no way, because one, it's right on a National Historic Site, aka the Oregon Trail, and it's BLM land, which they would never allow them to open it up like that. Plus, you got pipelines that run through there, like gas lines and stuff. They're going to fight over it. By the time it's all said and done, it's going to be 20 years down the road before we get anything done. So we figured out that it's going to be cheaper to just recreate the tunnel. The problem is it's going to take a lot of time to recreate the tunnel. So there's going to be, we have to be able to, as soon as water goes out, you got to start work, and you got to hopefully try and get it done before water season again, so that farmers can get their water, because they're entitled to water. So technically they can throw a fit if they don't get their water, because it's costing them money too.
Yeah.
And they pay for our company to exist.
Right.
So if farmers don't pay, we don't exist. So basically they're going to go in there and they're just going to widen it, make it bigger, concrete it, and they're going to support it differently, because how it was supported in 1917 is they basically took massive trees and they stacked it over the top of concrete and then just piled dirt on top of it, which is fine for the time, but after 110 years of water and those trees disintegrating, that eventually what happened is the trees broke with all the weight of the earth on it, and it piled all that dirt on top of the concrete. So the only thing that was holding it up was the concrete. Well, after a while, that concrete gets weak from the water, hitting it constantly, and it thinned out the concrete, and eventually all the concrete just broke, and all the dirt plugged up the whole tunnel, and that's why it backed up. There's nowhere for the water to go.
Yeah.
And we had our governor down here when it breached and stuff. I met our governor and John Barrasso and a whole bunch of top dogs that, come down, and they inspected things and, looked at it, because it was basically a natural disaster technically for the state of Wyoming. And so it was a big deal. And it's also a big infrastructure deal, because there's a lot of tunnels, not just with our canal, that are over 100 years old, and there's a possibility they can collapse just like this one did. So, the good thing that Mark Gordon did as a governor is he did implement more funding for infrastructure regarding tunnels and stuff like that. But he was one of the people that wanted to open up the whole thing. And he's like, well, I can use my powers or whatever to get by the BLM stuff and the pipeline stuff and blah blah blah. That was what he was saying. And I've had a separate argument, and I wasn't even working for the company at the time. I said, well, even if you do, it's going to cost you more and take a lot more time to open it up. And he goes, what? You're just digging a trench. How could that take more time than building a tunnel? And I said, it's simple. It's so basically how that tunnel runs is it kind of wraps around, and then there's a big old kind of a big, tall, mountainy, not really a mountain, but a big hill.
No,
And
based
that
on what everyone else in the world says, they would believe it's a mountain.
Well, whatever. If you live in Kansas, it's a mountain. But around here, it's just a hill. But basically, that tunnel, it turns and then it drops and it goes, underground quite a ways, and then you got a mountain on top of it, and it goes for a mile, little over a mile. And in order to open that up, you can't just make like the width of the canal as it is now. You cannot have a slope like that because it's dangerous. And also, when you run water through it, it'll slough and plug the canal. So I told Mark Gordon this. I said, if you open it up, that ditch is going to have to be over a half a mile wide right there in order to, make it so it won't slough. And, even if, with it being a half a mile wide, it's still going to slough because it's a sandy area. There's a lot of sandy soil. Even if you use hard pan and packed it, it's still going to cut the bank and cause it to slough. So by the time you get all this machinery in here and get it a half mile wide, it's going to be a 3-year project. That means farmers aren't going to have water for 3 years, that which costs our company millions of dollars, and it's costing the state and whoever else is funding this thing millions and millions of dollars, maybe even billions by the time it's all said and done. And I'm like, the damn thing's already sleeved. You just as well go in there, dig it out, widen it, reconcrete it, resupport it, and it's going to be cheaper and it's going to be faster, and the whole thing. And I could see why Mark Gordon wanted to go the way he wanted to, and it was because, well, if there's no tunnel, you don't have to worry about infrastructure, with tunnels. But it's just where this specific tunnel is at, you wouldn't be able to do it. You just can't. It's impractical. It would take years and cost millions, if not billions. This is and it was kind of funny because he kind of looked at me like, well, who the fuck do you think you are? Kind of thing. You know how politicians are,
Yeah.
But it's like, well, whatever. You guys do what you want to do. I didn't work at the company at the time, but I was just giving him my input. And my dad was on the same side with me, Yeah. Well, and it was funny because later on down the road, a lot of people basically told him, no, we can't do that. That's just, it's not going to work. Because for one, there's people that live right there too. So by the time you widen that way out, you would have to basically tell them you can't live here no more. We have to tear your house down and widen out the canal. And people are going to start lawsuits, and that's just a whole lot of headache. And the BLM is going to start lawsuits, the pipeline's going to start lawsuits, and we have some good lawyers, but we ain't got that good of lawyers.
Our governor's kind of a moron.
He kind of is. I like his wife more than
I'm really
him.
lucky that I've never met the dude, because I don't know. Give
last
me
time
that
I
look.
seen him, I told him to, he wouldn't even shake my hand either. He's one of those people.
Yeah.
He thinks his shit don't stink, and he's above you, and I am God kind of personality.
Got that God
and
complex.
I hate that. John Brasso was the person. He had no idea. None of them knew what the hell was going on, or what had any idea. But Mark Gordon acted like he was the smartest person there, and he knew how water was supposed to flow, and everything that goes into the stuff, but in the end, you're not the one that's doing the labor. The farmers are going to end up doing more labor than you are. So why don't you listen to them? Try and tell the farmers that. And basically, a lot of the farmers said, "No, you're going to, you kiss our ass. That's not what you're going to do. That's not what we're going to do." And so we got a plan. It's just a matter of getting all the resources collected and together, and then it's going to be a rush from day one to get this tunnel, to where it's water ready. And but John Brasso, I liked him. He seemed really level headed. He asked a lot of questions. He he didn't overstep his boundaries and act like he knew everything.
That's kind of the sign.
He shook everybody. He shook everybody's hand, and was appreciative for the information, and just how he acted around Mark Gordon. I don't think he really likes Mark Gordon either.
Fair.
But yeah. It's wild. It's wild.
So before we move on to my actual ideas for the podcast, there you go, everybody. There's your explanation of Wunder's job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The weird part about my job is we're not government, but we are. It's the strangest. It's the strangest job I've had. Because most places, you're either government or you aren't. But with this job in particular, because it has to do with specific water rights, and like the Water Rights Act of 1863 or something like that. It's, we are basically kind of federal, but we're kind of not. Like it's weird. We are only government when we need it. Otherwise, so like our funding for equipment and stuff, that's all government. But like when it comes to like OSHA, and because you would think, okay, if it's government, it's got to go through OSHA and stuff like that. No, we don't have the same requirements as most industrial places or things like that. So we get away with a lot of stuff, having a dirty shop, or this specific area doesn't have a fire extinguisher or something like that. We still do that stuff. We still have fire extinguishers in all of our vehicles, all our machinery and stuff like that. But we don't get shut down because we don't have a fire extinguisher. So we're only government when it's, when we need it or when we want to be. It's weird. It's confusing, honestly. I almost wish we were, because then we would get paid more. But then again, when we have government shutdowns, we would be screwed.
Yeah. So the big internet news of recently is that Twitter is... Elon Musk has decided he's the dumbest motherfucker in the universe. So Twitter was down, I think Saturday morning for a couple of hours because Elon forgot to pay the bill, because when you're rich, you just forget to pay the bills. So Twitter was down, comes back up with a tweet from Elon saying that there's now going to be a temporary limit to the amount of tweets you can see on Twitter. If you are a brand new account, less than a month old, you can see, I think it was 300 tweets a day, which, let me tell you, isn't that many when it's counting every comment and ad that you scroll by. But then when you click to like refresh and it shoots back up to the top, it counts every tweet you scrolled by again. So the first time you refresh Twitter, you couldn't use Twitter anymore, which is bad when that's how most of our generation gets their news, is by looking at Twitter. I don't care about the biasness of who's saying what happened. Twitter will tell me there was a shooting in this place. Ah, shit. Okay. And then I can just be like, okay, I know what I need to know. And I didn't have to hear somebody tell me it was somebody else's fault. I don't care. You know, like that's how I use Twitter, is for news. Especially, it was the second day of NBA free agency. That's how you get all your news on where all the free agents are going. What the fuck? If you had an account like mine, you could see 600 tweets a day. And if you paid for Twitter Blue, it was 6,000. Right? Then they've already upped it a few times. I think it might have gone away because it's fucking stupid. See, what Elon, I don't think, thought about. So I hear that the argument is because AI is scraping through Twitter and he wants to prevent that, which is weird to me because bro owns an AI company that is scraping through Twitter. OpenAI, the people who made ChatGPT, Elon is a founder and owner of, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So only OpenAI is allowed to scrape Twitter, you weird fucker? I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it.
But yeah. We'll never really know the full information that he has.
No, but it was stupid. You know? That's what I know. Because no, it was stupid in a business sense. How does Twitter make money? By people spending time on Twitter and seeing ads. If you limit people to less than 10 minutes on Twitter, you are gonna make no money because you're fucking stupid. That's it. That's all it is. You took the thing that makes you money and you said, nah, we're not gonna do that. You can't be on Twitter. That's stupid. Yeah.
That's the thing about people who are filthy rich, though. They don't care when they don't make money.
Except he does, because he's trying to get rid of Twitter. So if it's not making any money, nobody's going to buy it. Especially, he can't sell it for less than $45 billion. Because he spent 44 on it. He's got to make some money or else he looks like a fucking idiot. Which, I mean, ever since he bought Twitter, he's looked like a fucking idiot. So, I don't know.
Well, it's not really like it's his expertise. It was kind of he just bought it out of spite thing. Like, I don't even think he actually planned on buying it. Like, I think he said,
no, he wanted to buy it and then found out how much it was, found out that it was mostly bots and not people, panicked, tried to back out, and then was forced into it because he already signed to buy it.
Yep. Signed a contract.
I don't know. Maybe don't sign until you have all the information. Don't be fucking stupid. And I know you're rich, but $44 billion is a noticeable chunk.
Yeah.
I'm sure that didn't feel good.
What is he worth? Like fucking 400 some billion
what he's
dollars
worth doesn't really count because, like,
well, it's what he's worth and what he has, basically.
Right. Like what he's worth, because like
he spent a lot of money too.
Sure. But yeah, Elon also posted Apple has stopped advertising on Twitter. Do they hate free speech? Nah. Apple choosing where they do and don't want to advertise is free speech. Why do you hate the free market, you weirdo?
Right.
But Elon actually doesn't give a fuck about free speech as
much
as everybody.
Say, he's done more to suppress free speech than to,
like, the whole for my tweets to be seen by anyone, I have to pay for Twitter. That's not free speech. That is literally paid speech. Well, Twitter's supposed to be an open town square, but you can only speak at the town square if you have the money to. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Elon is such a hypocritical cunt and nobody wants to call him out on it. Well, because if you call him out, you're either called a psycho loser leftist, or if you support him, you're a weirdo super far right idiot, which some of them are. Yeah. I love the people with the blue check mark who, I'm supporting free speech. If you have to pay for it, it's not free. And also, private companies are allowed to... I don't think people understand how the First Amendment works. The government can't tell you you're not allowed to speak. I can tell you to shut the fuck up. That is how this works. You can't sue me for making you shut your fucking mouth. That's just like in this call. If Wunder's saying some shit I don't like and I kick him out of the call, he can't do anything about that. That's not hindering free speech. That is me controlling my platform, which I'm allowed to do. There is a difference. Just like if we were on Wunder's platform, he could kick me off for saying whatever. That's how this works. That is life. I'm sorry, you guys don't understand what the Constitution does. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Constitution basically has everything
Prohibits
to
the
do with
government.
yeah,
That's it.
government or any type of authority, basically.
Right. That's why always record when you're pulled over. And if a cop tells you to shut up, you sue him. Because that is hindering free speech. Like, actually.
Right. Or if they pull you over and don't give you a probable cause.
Yep.
They don't tell you why they pulled you over.
Let me see your license and registration. Tell me why you pulled me over.
Yep. and a good cop will be like, "Oh, well, you were doing a 45 and a 35 or something."
And then
like
you go,
that.
Fuck. All right.
Yep. And a bad cop who pulled you over for nothing will be like, "Well, just give me your license and registration." Like, no, I want to know why you pulled me over first.
Yep.
I will after you give ID yourself. The state of Wyoming, I do not have to ID myself,
right.
unless I've committed a crime. Well, you committed a crime. Well, what crime did I commit? I'm not telling you that until you ID yourself. Well, I'm not giving you my ID until I know what crime I committed.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are weird states like California where if you are pulled over by a cop, you are required to give them or identify yourself or some weird shit like that, which I think is crap. Because then cops can just pull you over because it felt like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no way for you to really counter it in any way.
Right.
I do like the idea of body cams, though.
Yeah, body cams.
And I think they should always be, running.
They're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But there's almost no punishment if they don't. Honestly, what they should do is if your body cam is off and you don't have a reason for it, like some shit happens, because like for most of them, the body cams are charged at the station. If they took a body cam and it died because it wasn't charging properly, that's not the cop's fault, but you would know. Like, you can find that out easily. That's verifiable. If you can verify it was something wrong with the body cam, then whatever, no punishment. But if they turned off their body cam, just fired, can never work for another police force anywhere ever again. Simple.
Yeah.
The body cam protects you and protects me. So, no, I'm out.
Yeah, that tells me if you're willing to shut your body cam off because you're, don't want to be recorded with what you're about to do or what you might do, that tells me that you're not a good cop.
Right.
If I'm a cop, I want to record every little nook and cranny I can because it might save my ass in court someday.
Yeah.
Because there's crazy people out there just say, this cop, he pulled a gun on me, or he harassed me, or he laid his hands on me, or something like that. That's, police brutality. That body cam can save your ass.
Yeah.
Just as much as it can get you in trouble. So.
Yeah.
If you're a good cop, you don't have to worry about it. If you know your Constitution, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Just good incentive for cops to actually be, do their job correctly.
Yeah. So that's what I know about the internet. Is it's kind of stupid at the moment, but I wonder if that'll go away.
I'm sure it will.
Hope so.
Trial by fire. You either put the fire out or you burn.
Sorry, replying to a tweet.
Of course you are. Kind of your thing.
True. No, one of my buddies was like, the 98 Vikings really went 15-1 just to get bounced out of the playoffs by the Chris Chandler-led Falcons in the NFC Championship. And I was like, hey, don't forget we were the greatest offense of all time at that point. I think that needs to be said. The greatest offense to ever live before the 2000 Rams took it, and then the 2007 Patriots, and then the 2013 Broncos. My brain needed a readjustment. Yeah, technically there's still never been a better offense than the 2013 Broncos, and that hurts my soul. Because Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I realized yesterday because I was ordering some jerseys and some T-shirts and stuff. I ordered 3 new jerseys, and then I remembered eventually I have to pay for a Packers, Bears, Saints, and Broncos jersey, and that also hurts my soul. Though I did almost buy a Bears jersey yesterday, but it wasn't actually for sale.
No.
Or like it was for sale, but it wasn't in my size, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because
It's rough being a big dude.
Because it was one of the like throwback white jerseys where like the sleeves have the 2 blue and the 1 orange stripe.
Yep.
Those look good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, and it was a Mitchell Trubisky one, and it's like, oh, I get to make fun of Bears fans while I wear this jersey. Let's go. Nope. Unfortunately, no. Which means the Bears may end up being one of the teams where I pay full price for a fucking jersey, and that also hurts my soul.
Yikes.
But Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I love Justin Fields. It's just,
Well,
dude,
Cody
the
loves
teams
him.
where I'm buying real full price jerseys are so weird. I mean, the Vikings, obviously, but I have like 8 Vikings jerseys. It's not surprising. So the Vikings I'll probably buy more of eventually. The Jaguars are one of the teams I'm going to buy a full price jersey of. Either Trevor Lawrence or I could be funny and get Chad Muma because, haha, Wyoming. I would have done that
Get
for
Allen.
See, I think if I get a Bills jersey, not only will it be full priced, it'll be Diggs or it'll be DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
Come on, Vikings legend, not just Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Though I don't hate Allen. I just give me a Diggs jersey.
Let him win a Super Bowl before you buy a jersey.
Right? Like I can buy a Diggs jersey because like actual Vikings legend, and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But so probably the Bills though, if we're being honest. The Ravens, because either Lamar or I still think it would be funny to do a Justin Tucker one because Justin Tucker.
Right. Justin Tucker's the best guy on this team.
Yeah, but I love Lamar, so who knows? Maybe I'll own 2 Ravens jerseys.
Maybe.
Nothing says I can't own multiple from a team.
You have to have a
to own
separate fucking closet just for your jerseys.
I do.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, hold on. Look at all these.
Yeah, jeez, here we go. With the Minecraft flash. He should have spun the chair harder so it ended up on the...
Look at all these jerseys.
That's too many.
Jerseys.
I don't even think I own one. I own one jersey, and it's my jersey from Shrine Bowl. It's probably the only jersey I'll ever own.
This one's probably the coolest one I own. It was given to me by somebody. It's a Mariners 25th anniversary Ichiro Suzuki jersey.
Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't fit me at all anymore.
He's grown since then.
Yeah, I was in like 7th grade. So, yeah, long time ago.
Had that for a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm doing my football jersey collection first. Then I'll probably move to baseball because I've already started. And then basketball, and I don't care enough about hockey to buy a jersey for every team.
Right.
So I'll probably
Hockey's
buy one
just
or
not a big
two
thing
because
around
hockey
here.
jerseys are cool.
Yeah.
I'll get a Minnesota Wild one because I'm a Wild fan, and then probably a Seattle Kraken jersey because they're fucking sick. But yeah. No, so we're going to look at, just to fill some time, we're going to look at the Reddit, r/am I the asshole, where, you know, people ask if they're the asshole for whatever they did. I don't know why, but your camera refuses to focus on you, and it's pretty...
Maybe it's dirty.
God. Rubbing your finger on it fixes it, but it's not the way.
It's the way.
Oh. But That was
Do I look
part
like
of
a
it.
professional?
No. So am I the asshole for building my teenage sons a bedroom in the backyard? Yeah, that title is not really telling me any reason you'd be an asshole, but let's jump into it. My wife and I have 5 children together. A 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I have 3 children with my ex-wife, a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 13-year-old. When I bought our current house, it had 4 bedrooms. I later renovated the basement to add another 2. My wife and I have 1 room. The 3 teenagers had a room each, and the younger boys share the other 2 rooms with various configurations over the years. As the younger boys get older, things are going to get more cramped for them, and we haven't ruled out having more kids. Jesus!
Oh my God. Are they Mormon?
I don't know. I also don't want to immediately take my older kids' rooms away the second they go to college, and maybe they'll stay local or not go at all. Because of this, I started looking at how I would add more bedrooms. The property our house is on is a little under 1 acre. Last year, I decided I would build a den in the backyard that could become the older boys' bedrooms. The build was finished a few weeks ago, and the boys have moved in. They have a small shared living space that includes a kitchenette, a shared bathroom, and they each have their own rooms. It's essentially a tiny house in our yard. The boys love it, and we've had a lot of fun working on the build together. My ex-wife, however, I see now where the problem's coming in, is less than pleased with the boys' new living arrangements. She has multiple safety concerns as she thinks they're too far away if something happens, and that they will feel like they could get away with whatever as I can't monitor them well. She also thinks it's unfair they will have to walk through a yard to get to and from their bedrooms to the house, and even in adverse weather conditions. Except it has a bathroom, a kitchen, a living room, and bedroom. They're fine.
I was about to say, they're going to literally know how it feels to live in college.
Yeah.
It's even better than living in college, really. It's like having an apartment.
She feels as though I'm pushing the boys away and housing them in the backyard. She feels like I'm pushing the boys away by housing them in the backyard, and that it suggests I'm prioritizing my new family, while at the same time thinking giving them a cool den in the backyard is favoring them over their sister. No. Whatever. I think her biggest issue...
I can see why he divorced her.
Yeah. I think her biggest issue is the one she didn't mention, which is worrying the boys will want to spend even more time at my house if they have more privacy and great place to hang with their friends. We no longer split custody based on our custody agreement, and for the last few years, the boys have lived the majority of the time with me, where our daughter alternates between our houses every 2 weeks. My ex is trying to make it out like I'm a massive asshole in this situation, but I don't feel like I am. However, in the past, I haven't always known when I've been an asshole, so maybe I'm missing something. I wasn't expecting it to turn that way. I was really curious. I didn't pre-read these. The title just intrigued me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not the asshole, right?
No, I think that's, given, especially since you got so many, if I was the teenagers, I'd be, hella down for that.
Right? At 17 and 15, you're still close enough to your parents that, like, everything's cool. Or parent. I don't know how they feel about stepmom. Don't care. Close enough to parent that, you get help with whatever you need. But you're 17 and 15, you're getting the experience of basically living on your own before you have to. Live with a roommate on your own in a house that I'm assuming, part of the rules, they have to keep it clean, they have to do whatever, which would be a good set of rules to have, whatever.
They have to maintain it,
Yeah. It's good learning experience. If the ex is mad, it's just because she doesn't want the boys to want to be there even more. But then, hey, be a better parent. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one didn't go as crazy as I was kind of expecting it to.
It's a lot easier to get along with your children if they don't hate you.
It's true.
Just saying.
It's true.
I would rather be the, if they get into trouble or something, oh, we'll call dad and he'll know what to do. Rather than, oh, don't call dad, he'll beat our ass. Now, there'll be times where I might beat their ass.
Well, sure,
Don't
but
get me wrong.
hey, it's one of those
But
things.
still, I'm going to tell them, if you're ever in any trouble, you can call me,
Right.
And I'm going to tell them it will be situational, but most of the time I'm going to have your back. I'm going to be on your side because I feel like I am going to be a good enough parent to treat my kids that, well enough and teach them well enough that, what right and wrong is. And,
Right.
hopefully they're, conscious enough to make decent decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Or if they made a bad decision, it's for the right reasons.
I'm just glad your girlfriend didn't walk in while you were talking about your future kids.
Oh, trust me, she wants my babies.
That's why I'm glad she didn't walk in. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see what happened. The fuck was that?
What was that? Dad must have let the stupid rain gutter thing down.
Oh.
And it's attached right off the corner of my wall right here. And we extended it a long ways because it pulls up around the house. So we made it 10 foot long. So he probably just kicked it down and it rattled the wall. So it scared the shit out of me.
Oh, all right. Well, let's do another one, I guess. Am I the asshole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project car taken to the scrapyard? I'm just going with nah, but
no.
let's go on. I'll try to keep this short. I had a 1967 Impala four-door. God damn it. That's my car. That's the supernatural car. I want it so bad. Impala four-door that I bought in February of 2019. A couple months ago, I bought my first house that had a 2.5 car garage. I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay, the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during this whole crisis, so this was posted during COVID. And the whole time has hated that car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees or hell, even in the barn if it has to be inside. I tell her tough luck, it's my house, and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple of days on a business trip for the small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles, making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she was just happy to have me home, but then I realized I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parked so I could make sure I mow that area and keep it clean. She said not to worry because she parked in the garage. I asked how, and she told me to go check it out. Turns out that while I was gone, she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, and chassis, and all parts, take it to the local scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I had spent over $11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, the car itself. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed me off like I was being dramatic. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and leave. I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer. And as I have all the receipts for all the money spent, and I have her on my house's security cam, letting guys in and watching them take it all out, I think I can win. Her family and friends are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk and that she cannot pay back all the money I spent, and that I should just let it go. But I've been putting all my time, effort, and money into that car for a year and a half now, and God damn it, if I'm not going to get justice for what she did. See, I think he was too kind. I probably would have killed a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry, that car was here before you. It'll be here after you. I'm not worried.
Yeah. Also, oh, it's a piece of junk, but you spent $11,000 on it. So what? It's my junk, not
Right?
yours.
It's a piece of junk. It's called a project car for a reason. You don't buy a brand new perfect car as a project. You buy a junker.
Yeah, and second of all, you moved in with him.
Right.
It doesn't matter what pet peeves you have. You are in his house. That is not your house. You know? I would have sued her too. You're going to pay me back every little cent. The only way she could have ever done what she did and saved herself is if she somehow went out and bought a fully restored, same year, same damn car, and pulled that bitch up in the garage and said, that's yours. That's the only way.
Yeah. Dude.
She could have saved herself.
What the fuck, dude? I don't get that. Like,
I don't understand how people, not just women.
It's just people.
People can be so narrow-sighted. Like the only thing they see is their side of the story, and that's it. If they're not happy, I'm gonna do something about it. I don't give a shit about how the other person feels about it, who is supposed to be your partner. So needless to say, I'm guessing their relationship didn't last.
Well, he said he told her it was over and kicked her out.
Yeah. So that he probably dodged a bullet on that, other than the fact that he's out $11,000.
Somebody replied that. So, not the asshole. How do you have the nerve to do something like that in someone's home? She isn't even your wife. She went too far, and I say you dodged a bullet. He replied, I wouldn't say I dodged a bullet. More like it hit me in the shoulder instead of the heart. Hurts a lot, but could be worse.
That's a great reply. Yeah, I'll always be scarred by it, but at least I didn't die.
Hit me in the arm, not the heart. Hurts, but could be worse. What a reply. So, because of how old this one is, there are updates. The earlier one was posted today. So we'll have to try to find out about that in a later episode. But yeah, so the first edit was, thanks for all the support and whatever. Glad I have people on my side. I got a call from her mom about 20 minutes ago. She told me I was ruining her daughter's life over a stupid car. I told her she ruined her own life. I've been gathering documentation and stuff, and I'm about to head down to the police station and file a report as suggested by Lots here. Thank you all again. And then first update, went to the police station last night, was told to come back in the morning, just got back and filed an official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto.
I was about to say, it's theft.
I showed them all the receipts I had for the car and the footage of her letting the guys come and take it, as well as the title for the vehicle in my name. They said they'll be in contact with all three parties, me, my ex-girlfriend, and junkyard guys soon, and they will hopefully be able to recover some or all of the car. Just have to wait now. Then, huge update, they found my goddamn car. The junkyard guys were apparently in the middle of hiding it when the police came to ask them questions. It was on a forklift, and they were going to put it on top of a pile of cars that was hidden behind more piles of cars. They said it was theirs and they had the title, but obviously didn't have the title for it, since they matched the VIN on the chassis and the body to the VIN on my title. It was obviously mine. I know at least one person there has been arrested. I think he was on the camera footage I talked about earlier, but I don't know if it was the boss or whomever or even his specific charge, whatever. They also told me they would be looking into this specific junkyard for any other vehicles reported stolen. They said they hadn't been able to get in contact with my ex just yet, but they're working on it. I'm just so glad they found my car. Luckily, I made quite an album of pictures detailing me tearing down the car, so I can use that to prove what parts they had that were mine, so I can hopefully get most or all of it back. Police haven't let me take it back home yet, as they say it's evidence or something, so hopefully I can get it back eventually. Thank you all so much, blah, blah, blah. She's gonna be all right. Good. I'm glad the car will be. I still want to know the final update, which never got posted. What did you end up doing with the ex-girlfriend? Because I still wouldn't have dropped it. I don't care. Even if I got every piece back, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
Well, I was going to say, that piece has a scratch on it that didn't before. She gets to pay for that.
I'm taking her. I'm taking her to like civil court for emotional damages at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That would be emotionally damaging. That's my
This is a
I know how
situation
it
that
feels.
a petty person needs to be in charge.
Dude, if I was more willing to be the asshole, I'd be doing that right now about my 2 cars. You know the story. But
Like,
they're already in prison, so it's okay. They're suffering.
she needs to get in trouble for this so that she doesn't do it again, and maybe it'll open her eyes so that she doesn't do it to somebody else.
Right.
Like,
sometimes the things you do aren't for you; they're for the next person that has to deal with this idiot.
Yep, he's not all heroes wear capes,
right? Some of them drive a '67 Impala.
Yeah.
God damn it. I want that car so bad, dude. You know the one.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
I need it.
Didn't you just get rid of your truck for something else?
Yeah, but not one of those.
Because of gas reasons?
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care. Give me the '67 Impala. Dude, shouldn't you be happy? I'm literally saying one of the cars I want is a Chevy. Shouldn't you be victory lapping?
Well, I mean,
let's be honest, though. It's not because it was a Chevy. It's because it was.
I would even take a '68 Mustang.
Well, yeah. There's certain, but this is one
Old
of the cars
are great.
That's true.
They're built well.
That's true.
Like these
they're easy to work on.
Yes, and they're easy to work on. Yeah.
Oh God.
Some people's children, man.
Yeah, dude, this subreddit hurts my brain a lot, but I also love reading it because it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't want to read this one, but god damn. Am I the asshole for telling my extended family how many men my sister has slept with after she outed our younger brother as a virgin? That's petty as a motherfucker, and I love
it. You're not an asshole. You're just petty.
I love it. Oh God. At least I'm not a virgin. At least I haven't fucked 872 men, Linda. Oh God.
At least I'm not like a doorknob where everybody gets a turn.
Nice. Good one. Good one. Good one. Oh my God. That's incredible.
She's been through a lot, okay? Of dick.
Of dick.
I love that one.
Oh, okay. Am I the asshole for dropping our dinner on the ground and walking out when my boyfriend asked me, "What's for dinner tonight, bitch?" I would have thrown it at him.
Yeah,
a plate.
Should have threw it at him.
I was over
What's for dinner today?
Oh my
bitch?
God.
A bullet.
Oh, Jesus. I was over at my boyfriend's apartment this weekend and I was cooking dinner because he was studying for exams. I made pasta and a chunky sauce with meatballs and veggies. I told him dinner was ready and he goes, "What's for dinner tonight, bitch?" With a lot of emphasis on the last word. Don't emphasize, bitch. Emphasize dinner.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know what people are comfortable with you saying. I'll call you a bitch unless you don't like that word, then I won't.
Sounds like he would have been a great match for the chick that's got rid of the Impala.
Maybe. I was fed up. I'd had a pretty rough day with work, and I've had some awfully bad associations with that word being used by other people in my life who were pretty abusive. So I was so irritated that I dropped the pot of pasta sauce I'd been carrying right on the ground and was like, "Well, nothing's for dinner tonight now. And I better not hear you using that word again. It's for the girls." Lol. He was freaking out about how sauce had landed on his rug, and he even said, "You're seriously acting like a bitch right now. I don't know what else to call it." I just walked out and got takeout for myself and went to my friend's house. She thought it was funny, but my boyfriend was furious. He kept texting and calling and sending voice memos trying to explain that saying "what's for dinner tonight, bitch" was a TikTok trend. And he was just quoting something as a joke.
That's
to
what
put
I
on
was
TikTok.
wondering.
Okay, but like,
But
fuck.
still,
No
how do you think he was
boundaries.
gonna?
No boundaries. It's not that hard.
You're
Boundaries,
still calling your girlfriend a bitch.
right? And if it's a joke that like you understand and like both people get it's a joke, sure. But depending on how you say it, it's not going to be construed as that like you got to be smart. I know that's hard for people to do, but fuck. Oh, I totally. Oh yeah.
Already.
I just it clicked. What I'm not done yet, but it clicked that I forgot what we talked about on stream the other night. But I haven't finished reading those papers, so it's fine. I was thinking, oh fuck, we were supposed to do a whole
Oh yeah.
sciencey episode. I'm not done reading those papers yet. I got nothing for you. Well, I
That
have a lot of opinions, but I need to
that could be another episode.
I need to know the science before we get into that.
Well, I'm curious now too, so
Yeah,
I'm invested.
yeah, it's good
It
stuff.
doesn't take much. You just have to mention science, and I'm usually pretty invested in it. So
It didn't change the fact. Okay, I thought that was the shittiest excuse ever. It doesn't matter if he saw it as a joke or stole the joke; it was still disrespectful. It didn't change the fact that he thought that shit was funny to demean me when I was trying to do him a favor. Like hell, I came over when he was studying to make him a home cooked dinner, and he decides it's time for jokes. So I put my phone on Do Not Disturb for the night and split a bottle of wine with my friend and her roommate. The next morning, he was sending me angry texts demanding I clean his rug because he was too busy with exams to do it. I was shocked he left it overnight. That's disgusting, I texted him back saying. Yeah, so that's the bitch tax, honey. Leave me alone till you're ready to handle your own cooking and cleaning because this bitch isn't anymore. Also, it's vile that you left that soaking in all night. He called me and told me he was okay with doing his own household work, but I did throw a full pot of sauce at the ground, so that's on me to clean up. Kinda, but no. I told him, yeah, no, I'm not comfortable doing chores for you if you see me like I'm your bitch. He told me he didn't, and it was just a trend. Okay. Next
yeah, it's
question.
already doubled down though.
Next question that's also important. The answer's not going to be here, but did you ever post a video on TikTok before this? Because that could be an excuse if you're me and Wunder, maybe, where you do post things on TikTok, so it's like, oh, well, fuck, that was annoying. But then I'm still going to be the one to clean up that pot after apologizing because it's still my fault.
But that's the thing, though. Apologize.
Right.
I mean,
Don't just keep doubling down and pretend it's like all her fault. And stop just saying it was a trend on TikTok. You say, damn, it was just a trend on TikTok. I'm so sorry. And then just clean up the mess and go cook her dinner or go get takeout. Don't be a cunt. It's so simple. So simple not to be a cunt. I'm really good at both. I can be a ginormous cunt or just a really great person. Depends on how you act. Most of the time. Unless you're Wunder, then I'm just a cunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get that luxury.
That's also not true at all, but it's funnier to joke than it is. He called me and told me, nope, I'm at the wrong spot. Said it was just a trend, and I got pissed off. He was playing that TikTok trend BS excuse again. And I told him, well, I'm starting a trend called saucing, where as a little joke, people throw pasta sauce around. You can't be mad because it's just a little trend, a little jokey joke. It's just a prank, bro. I love it. He got really pissed off and hung up on me, and now I'm seriously wondering if this dumb fucking TikTok joke is going to be the end of things between us. Am I the asshole for how I reacted when my boyfriend asked, what's for dinner tonight, bitch?
Mm-hmm.
Edit to address the comments I've gotten a lot and don't have time to reply every time. But did you tell him not to call you a bitch? Like, how would he know otherwise? Well, the first answer is maybe to just not call your significant other a bitch. That's a thought. I don't know. How often do you call your significant others bitches? Wonder. I guess I really can't talk. I haven't had a significant other in a long time, so I don't know. I don't know what's normal now.
Well, you have to do a lot for me to call you a bitch, so...
You call me a bitch over nothing. Yeah.
If you're an actual female and I call you a bitch, you usually deserve it. So... Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, women don't like being called bitches by men. That's valid. I feel like people just don't like being called a bitch.
Yeah. I'd rather be called a cunt. Because at least it's a compliment in other countries. I don't think bitch is a compliment anywhere.
Yeah. True. That's so wild. What a time. What a time.
Yep. I'm also annoyed that it's going to be 97 degrees today.
And then like
Beautiful.
71 tomorrow?
Yep, and rainy and cloudy and windy.
Oh, you're not going to get to firework, are you?
We'll see. We'll see. I still plan on it, but I also don't know how we're going to have what we're going to do for seating because there's like 30 people coming.
Yeah. So maybe it's a good thing that even if I get to go out tomorrow, I probably won't end up at your house because there's already not enough chairs.
Well, that's only if everybody ends up having to stay inside due to weather.
Yeah.
You know, if it clears up and it's fairly
well, if the
nice,
weather's that bad,
outside.
People probably aren't going to go over, right? I don't know.
Yeah, they will.
That's weird.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if the weather was that shitty, but also I don't know. I also made the joke. I was like, I could just sit out on my front porch and watch all of Wonder's fireworks. I'll still get 90% of them.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I plan on going to watch the town first, and then I come back to my place and light off my $1,200 worth I bought. Yeah, we can't both be on our phone.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Grayson's deciding to be a dumb cunt. Turf to the 07 Patriots, who lost that title to the 2013.
Damn, I'm getting kind of hungry. But what else is new?
You're always hungry.
I'm always hungry. I just ate a little bit ago. I'm hungry again.
Oh, sorry, had to yell at people for being fucking idiots. No, so I made don't forget that the Vikings were the greatest offense of all time at that point. Yeah, never mind the 90s Bills, the 80s Niners. Yeah, never mind them, because they never had a statistically better season than the 98 Vikings, who were statistically the greatest offense of all time, until the greatest show on turf, who then lost the title to the 07 Patriots, who lost the title to the 2013 Denver Broncos, who are still the greatest at the moment. Like, that is how this works. So, yeah, I am saying never mind to the 90s Bills and the 80s Niners, because they were never better.
Mm-hmm.
Eat a dick. I'm sorry that I know what I'm talking about, and you're just a whiny little bitchy Bears fan. Fuck. And then Jake's like, yeah, both better. False. There are literally 3 offenses better than the 98 Vikings, and that's it. You don't have an argument. You can't go, well, I'd rather have the Dolphins right now because of Hill and Waddle. Statistically, no, you wouldn't. And just in general, no, you wouldn't. Give me the team that has Jerry Rice and Randy Moss, basically.
Mhm.
Because Chris Carter and Jerry Rice are the same fucking dude. Just one got Hall of Fame quarterbacks, the other didn't. And Randy Moss is basically the reason that offense was so fucking great anyways.
Mhm.
Couldn't cover, dude. Wasn't possible. Good God.
Oh, Randy Moss.
But people just completely missing the point of my tweets to pretend like they understand things is the dumbest thing of all time. Ha! I got you. Yeah, you never had me. You never even had your car. I don't know.
I now own your team.
God. Always with the gotcha moments that never gotcha.
Yeah.
Yikes, man. The internet's weird.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredibly stupid, I should say. Well, I don't know. I don't got anything else to say. What about you?
Yep. Think I'm gonna go get me some grub.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we got. So, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.